Today you're here for a formal review. Okay, that's what this meeting is called. Do you understand what a formal review is?
Push it to the limit, I can't go no more. Red light, no way, I'm coming back home. Long dirt road, all on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone.
Are you ready to go today?
Yes, sir! Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back.
North Las Vegas has one of the hardest academies. This is nothing.
You are North Las Vegas recruits. You lift your chin high.
If you don't give it your all while you're on the training ground or while you're out there fighting a fire, somebody could die. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This morning we are headed out to some training off the training grounds this morning at a low-rise center hallway commercial building where we will be doing hose stairwell operations, hose manipulation, hose advancement, big water, forcible entry, and breaching. So the recruits have gotten to take all the skills they've learned over the last couple weeks, and they're going to get to apply them to this training that we're doing for the next 3 days. This is a rare opportunity that we have to be able to go do this, so we're going to take advantage of every bit of training that we can do. As part of the training this morning, we're probably going to not do PT this morning. There's a lot of setup and organization that we have to do, but throughout the day, they will be doing a lot of working out by using the stairwells, having to ascend several floors, pulling charged hose lines, several other different things that are going to incorporate just a different version of PT and some of the training that we've already taught them.
I don't care which method you guys use today, all right? You guys have used the tool quite a few times. This is you guys showing us that you guys are competent using this tool, okay? So I don't care what method you guys use today. You can use whatever you want. Everybody copy that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. You guys are allowed to shock these doors. You can do everything as if it's a real door, okay? After we finish forcing the doors, what we'll proceed to after that is breaching walls, okay? We'll show you guys cinder block walls, how hard it is, if it's actually filled with concrete, how hard it is to actually get through one of those, as well as how easy it is to get through drywall. Once everybody gets a chance to breach through a door as well as drywall, then we're going to actually have you guys, we have a couple sets of turnouts. We'll actually put you guys in turnouts today, and then you guys will actually get to crawl through a space and show you guys how small of a hole you can actually crawl through, okay? The studs here are 16 on center, so you guys will get to see how tight of a space you can actually fit through in gear, okay? When we do force doors today, you guys will have eye protection. You guys will have eye protection on, your gloves and everything like that. You guys will also be wearing SCBAs. The way you initially popped it, remember you went bevel towards the door?
Yes, sir.
Remember you want to go bevel towards the gem, most likely if it's inward swinging. Because then that way you can use the tool and use all that force to come in. The first time when you did it, you were lucky enough just to bypass the lock and the lock was able to pop. But that's the reason why when you pulled it shut again, it locked again on you. You didn't actually break the lock.
At first, I was using the Halligan tool in order to get past the door, but I was facing the forks in the wrong way. Fortunately, the first time the door popped just out of pure luck, but when I went to go close the door again, it locked. So the second time, I went and corrected my mistake by putting those forks towards the jam, and that breached the door. I was able to get door control, and the door didn't lock again. Door control is usually used for fire scenarios where there's a lot of smoke in the room, or just fire in general. You don't want to add any extra oxygen to that fire, and so door control helps not introduce any extra oxygen to that fire.
It can alter your flow path a bit. So flow path, if you're feeding oxygen, if you're letting that oxygen in, it'll just, the fire can, if it's at the end of this hallway, if you open up the door here, and there's fresh air coming in, you'll have the fire start to move towards you, because it's feeding out that oxygen.
Yeah, next person. All right. You good, Larman, or you want to keep going?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So, taking a look at this wall and beating at it a couple times, what do you guys think?
It's sturdy.
It's sturdy, right?
Yes, sir.
Why do you think this wall's so sturdy?
It's
Concrete into
It's concreted in, okay? With this wall being concreted in, what do you think that means?
it's almost impossible.
It's it's not impossible, but it's probably a load-bearing wall, right?
So again, do this easier. You guys are gonna go deploying up this way. So if you deploy this way, now your packs are over here versus here in line with the stairwell. So the way you'll do it, before you uncouple anything, get it all lined up from the standpipe over this way. So over here should be the nozzle, with the nozzle facing up. There you go. So this one, and then again, just kind of bring it off to the side, just like that. So now this one here, so now that you got them all there, your female side, you can take off these straps first on this pack. And then this is a real, we'll treat this as a real standpipe. So what do you do before you connect?
You need to bleed it, touch it.
Yep, so go ahead and bleed it, just don't hit Jake.
We'll start with Rodriguez first. Rodriguez, can you take the 16-foot off? Either one. Yes, sir. And then we'll have you beam raise it on the left side of these man doors. So left side of the man doors and the right side of the light. So right in between. Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir. All right. So Rodriguez. Let's reset. Let's reset.
Yes, sir.
So let suitcase carry it.
Yes, sir.
Just right here, embed it. All right, so bed the ladder. All right, so what were you doing? You're going to a beam raise?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So let's put it on its beam and let's do a beam raise again. All right, so let's go over this a little bit, all right? This is a good teaching point. Ladder coming down, I'm gonna show you, all right?
Yes, sir.
Ladder coming down, ladder coming down. All right, so beam raise. So I know you're a strong man, I get it. You're showing us your muscles, I like it. But for this ladder, it's a little longer. Where's it longer at? The tip, right?
Yes, sir.
More of the tip. So for you, try to do the choke up method. Utilize the rungs, all right?
Yes, sir.
So when you do the choke up method, you want to lean into it, kind of like a football stance, and keep choking up on it, keep choking up on it. Once you choke up on it, checking for overhead and ground obstructions, clear. Now you can beam raise, just like that.
Yes, sir.
All right? And then you can start building it to the building. 3, 2, 1, contact.
Listen, when we're out here and we're doing this PT, right? Don't look at it as PT. Every time you're busting your ass going up those stairs, or every time you're doing burpees, push-ups, or air squats, that's when you need to dig deep into your minds and think about where it builds in this job, how this relates to your job. So when you're up there suffering and you're up there busting your ass climbing those stairs, relate it to something in this career field. Think about it. Hey, I'm busting my ass to get to the top of that floor to put that fire out, or I'm busting my ass to get to the top of that floor to save somebody. Someone called me and they're depending upon me to suck it up and get them out of the worst situation in their life. So get that set in your mindset when you're doing this kind of stuff. Don't look at it as physical pain. Look at it as you're working because somebody called you and somebody needed you to either save them, save their home, save their family, save their kid, whatever it may be. So you need to dig deep. Whatever that pain and suffering is that you're going through, they're going through something that's far worse. So figure that out when you're working out and you think you can't give anymore. Somebody else's life is on that line. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's bust it out there today. Show me what you guys are capable of.
All right, so for training today, we're going to be doing hydraulic ventilation, just kind of in terms of just natural ventilation through the structure, as well as hydraulic ventilation, so using our hose stream to help clear out a room. And then the second training that we'll be doing is hose advancement through the structure. So getting that hose around pinch points, how to advance, crab crawl, the different types of techniques in order for you to get that hose line moving forward through in the building, because you can have many different turns or points. When we say pinch points, like getting it caught in some spot, like a sharp turn around a corner or through a doorway or whichever it might be. So those are the two different types of trainings we'll be doing for our portion today. The fog also helps do for it. Again, in reality though, we break out that window completely, but because we want to break this window out, we want to try and maintain the integrity for it for training purposes. Yes, sir. We're leaving like this, but you want more so of a wider fog. If the window is broken out, it's more of a squared up window, equal size in terms of height and width, and you could do a fog much better when you do that. So
Our turnouts are about 2 weeks out.
Okay.
For the loaners.
Okay.
But we're still several weeks out from 2022-1s.
Absolutely.
Even, so.
Okay.
But at least that'll get us started, and we'll make any modifications we need to
Okay.
make.
Yeah, so.
So, do you know why you're here today? Today you're here for a formal review. Okay, that's what this meeting is called. Do you understand what a formal review is? Yes. You're getting yourself there, but you still got a ways to go, right? So you keep your chin up like we talk about outside, okay?
Yes, sir.
You're a long, long ways from having to have any discussions like that. However, there are some things that we need to sit down and talk about today, okay? You're under a microscope, you and everybody else, right? We've already had one recruit who resigned just because he wasn't willing to live up to the expectations that we've laid out, right? Everyone else is still here, including yourself, okay?
Yes, sir.
We talk about keeping chins up, chest out, right?
Yes, sir.
In the first day of the rookie school, I talked to you and the entire group about failure, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you're going to experience failure in the rookie school, okay?
Yes, sir.
Don't let it get you down. You have to get your butt back up, okay?
Yes, sir.
You got yourself in a little bit of hole here. There's no doubt about it. I've seen recruits dig themselves in holes in the first few weeks of rookie school, but they get it together and then they successfully graduate, okay? So I don't want you to think that you're out of the running by any stretch of the imagination. You just work hard, you keep a positive attitude.
Because it wasn't an isolated issue, because we faced some other issues prior to that, and with this issue coming up recently, that it deemed this type of meeting and formal review, because I think me and you have discussed that these types of meetings help shed light on people's certain areas that they need to overcome to be successful in the academy, and without these types of meetings and mild discipline, that sometimes people aren't successful if we don't help them through the process.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to give every recruit that comes through here the opportunity to succeed, right?
Yeah.
The system is set up for fair warning, so to speak, a couple shots across the bow at your level. However, today was a formal review. The recruit comes in, and my primary focus and goal of formal review, number one, is to make sure we're not missing the boat on anything, right? To make sure that the recruit has some need that we're not aware of, that maybe they're afraid to tell you, but they realize the severity of coming in here. They better bring some clarity to maybe a personal situation or something at home.
Out there, I just wanted to clarify a few things about the operation that we did today. This is very early on in the academy to be doing an operation like this. but it was a rare opportunity that came to us, and it's something that we couldn't pass up. One of the cool things about this operation is, and that I preach during the entire academy, is being able to think outside the box. Some of these recruits actually had an opportunity to perform some skills like dummy drags and rescue operations on this drill, which they actually haven't learned yet. So when they got up there and they were faced with this type of challenge, they actually had to work through it. And that's one of the big things that we work on the fire ground and in the fire service, is working through problems. So even if you don't know how to do something, you have to figure it out and you have to solve that problem. And that's what they had an opportunity to do today, was work on those skills. And some of them were familiar and some of them weren't, but they had to solve a problem and they did a good job doing it. And we know where we have certain points that we need to work on. And that's something that will continue throughout the academy.
This week we were given the opportunity to do some high-rise training. We were given the opportunity to do some search, ventilation, as well as our hose operations and manipulation. I'm looking forward to this weekend, have an extended weekend. Some of the guys and gals, we are going to get together and do some studying. This morning we had inspection for the first time, and we were quizzed on the locations of all the stations and the phone numbers, and we decided that we needed to get together and do a little bit more studying on that. So we got a good group of people. We're coming together slowly but surely, and we're going to make it work.
All right, so today's workout is going to be a platoon workout, all right? If you complete those 30 wall balls, it is up to you if you want to keep going. Just remember, this is your guys' PT. If you want to better yourselves, do more. If you don't want to, 30 is the minimum. Captain Bodine's talked quite a bit about it pays to be a winner, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this workout, once again, it's a platoon competition. It's gonna pay to be a winner, okay? I'm not telling you what the prize is, but it's gonna pay to be a winner, okay?
Yes, sir.
Any questions on what the workout is?
Running in place, y'all really testing my patience. Right before I blow up the spot, I had to get back to the basics. What if my talent is wasted? You see what I'm lacking the basement. Thought since I rap in the basement, but my come-up is legend, is greatness. I don't care now, it's pedal to the metal. I can never quit now, I will never settle. Puppet to the game, I'm pulling strings like Geppetto. We in the same game, but I'm on a different level. I passed it. Gotta keep grinding till I'm laid up in the casket. No fake round, but you feeling too plastic. Yeah, y'all feeling too plastic. This nigga start crazy, but then it's straight jacket. Wow.
Why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be. All the hate is a heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me.
Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Come on, Paul, get deep. Let's go. Cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Keep going. Come on, Paul. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Yeah, guess I know no better. I ain't got no chill, so they call me a devil, I know. Look, I am just a man on a mission. If I want it, then I get it, I go. And if you're trying to test me a beast, you gon' need Liam Neeson. The chance that you taking is flagrant. You're testing your luck. If you think you'll make it out, then you're sadly mistaken. Careful what you put in your stake in, cause I ain't got no patience and no limitations. You trying to figure me out, and I know I don't make sense, but no one's there when you call like you're trapped in the Matrix. You need to take a break from it. I think you should take 6. It's just I hold a thorn and no one else can replace this. The pain will only go deeper the harder you chase it. I'm the greatest that you ever made. It's time that you face it. So tell me,
Why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be.
That is 100% effort that I saw out there from you guys today. That's the kind of attitude, determination, and effort that we're looking for. You guys were out there busting your ass. We were in your face. We were pushing you guys to your limit.
Hey everybody, hey, we're just wrapping up week 3. We had a pretty busy week this week. The recruits had a rare opportunity to work on a low-rise center hallway commercial building. They got to take all the skills they've learned over the last several weeks and apply them to this rare training opportunity, which was really good for them. Towards the end of the week, we start progressing into EMS now. Today, they actually got to work on CPR and their placement tests. Dova, what are you doing? Quit messing around. You got EMS to do.
Not gonna happen. Have you guys read these papers yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to take a look at them.
I flipped through them last night. There's some good ones. I was pretty impressed with Carmela's.
That's probably why I was able to read it, because you had all of them.